Okay, welcome back. Now, winter is here, and everyone needs to be wise in driving under extreme conditions. When snow and ice arrives, we have a driving expert here, and we also have a guinea pig. Now, especially young drivers need to know a few things because they're inexperienced, and there's some older drivers who may not be familiar with some of the new features on cars. Now, Tim Silbaugh of the BeaveRun MotorSports Complex is here helping us get ready for winter driving. And he also has Patti White in the car right now. You're going to show her a few things, Tim?
Right.
Driving?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to do that. Patti, how are we doing?
Okay,
thank you. Are we doing all right? You ready to do some driving?
I'm ready.
You ready to do some driving? Yeah. We talked earlier about a couple of things that we want to talk about in relation to driving. One is using the steering wheel properly. And I see the way you've got the steering wheel gripped right now, and you have your fingers inside the wheel there, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and what do we talk about with that?
Well, if I do this, I might break my thumbs.
Yeah, so it's better to keep your fingers outside. Now, another thing...
I drive like that all the time with my thumbs in there.
Oh, no, you shouldn't do that.
Okay, all right.
All right, now, we're also going to talk about something else, and we'll see if you do this one, too.
All right.
When you watch people at an intersection, how do you sometimes see them turn the steering wheel? Like that. And why is that probably not a good idea?
Because the steering wheel could come back and break your arm, catch your arm.
If the airbag should go off, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's probably not a good idea to do it that way. So what we want to do is make sure that we use the steering wheel properly, having a light touch, keeping our hands usually probably around 9 and 3 o'clock, right?
Right.
Good. The other thing that people have problems with in the wintertime especially is getting the car stopped, huh?
Right.
So that means we want to make sure we use the brakes effectively.
Right. We want to keep our heel on the floor and go from the gas pedal to the brake and brake lightly.
Yeah, so that you brake lightly, right?
Yes.
And why do we want to do that?
So that we keep control and to keep the tires gripping the road.
Right. Because what happens is people will put the brakes on too hard, and even with ABS, the tire will skid and come off, and as it does that, you don't have as good a control as you do by just braking evenly. Now, one of the things that I know, Brenda, you're not a more mature driver, but I am, and my parents told me to pump the brakes. And so we talked about that out at BeaveRun, and we say that's not a good idea to pump the brakes because what happens when you're pumping the brakes, if you have your foot off the brake, the car's not going to stop.
All right.
Right. So we want to keep good, steady pressure on the brakes as we're trying to stop.
Okay, let's
now,
go over to Katie.
Okay, Katie. Okay, now we've talked also about driving a little bit, haven't we, in the wintertime? Right. And we've got this steering wheel that we use. And one of the things that we talked about is very important in driving out in the wintertime?
Making sure that you look out really far in front of the car and not just down at your wheel.
Yeah, and why would we want to do that?
So that you can anticipate things before they happen.
That's right. You can see farther out and you can see and anticipate. And a good driver anticipates, right?
Right.
Right. Now, what else does this help us do if we start to skid?
Well, then you know when it's coming, so you can start it before it's too late.
Right, and if you're driving along and the car starts to turn a little bit because the rear end's skidding, what do you do then?
You turn your wheel with your car?
Yeah, you turn the wheel with the car so that what happens is if the rear end starts to skid a little bit and you're looking up and instead of looking straight at the road's at an angle, you turn the wheel so that it's straight. And then what happens as soon as it straightens up again, you straighten the wheel up again. And that's one of the keys to being able to drive a car when it's skidding, huh?
Mm-hmm. All right, great. Yep. A lot of information. Katie, thank you so much. Tim, thank you. I'm going to come out. I need a lesson. Katie, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. All right, now, for more information on learning how to drive on snow and ice and preparing your car for winter, you can contact the BeaveRun MotorSports Complex at 724-535-1000 or go to KDKA.com. We have information for you posted on our website there on our Pittsburgh Today live page.